Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Play Rimworld Alpha 14. Although you might be wondering, Hunter, this doesn't look like a gameplay screen, and that's because it is not a gameplay screen. Unfortunately, although Alpha 14 is technically finished and it's been given out to some of the more popular YouTubers out there, or at least I know it's been given out to Blitzkriegsler, I'm obviously not a popular YouTuber, so Tynan did not get grace me with this game. And unfortunately, that kind of sucks for me, because I wanted to play Alpha 14 right when it came out, like right the second it came out, and now, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that, because it's literally impossible. Because now all the other popular YouTubers are going to be ahead of me, whether or not I want to. So anyways, this isn't going to just be me complaining. I'm decided to look through all the scenario things and the added stuff with the newest Alpha and comment on them, and give a little bit of other miscellaneous commentary things on other changes in the game and how I feel about them. So, yes, let's just start, I guess, reading through this nice little list of all the additions. Now, it seems like the biggest addition is the scenario system, which it seems like it sort of just allows you to change your starting starting conditions a lot more in-depth than you used to be able to, which I don't know, that doesn't really mean that much to me. And I mean, sure, it's nice because you won't just start with, 3 colonists and your only choice is where you land. It'll be cool because, you can choose a lot more in-depth. So, yeah, as you look here, it says you can choose your type of community, actually, which is pretty cool. Permanent map conditions, starting items, animals, all that cool stuff. So, I mean, that'll be interesting to play around with, although, I don't know. It's not something that'll mean that much to me, just because I'm not someone who really likes to screw around with conditions like that as much as other people do. So this doesn't really make that much of a difference for me. Although I obviously will do I'll try doing maybe a little wacky scenario when I decide to make, or I shouldn't say when I decide to, but when I'm able to make a Let's Play of the actual Alpha 14 update. So yes, obviously the other big thing is that the game is coming out for Steam, which doesn't really affect me or anyone else who's been playing the game. It just makes it so that people that like buying things on the Steam platform can buy the game. And it's kind of funny because I saw some people comment on different videos like of the game where they actually say like, oh, this game isn't on Steam, I'm not going to buy it then. And that seems so stupid to me, how you'd be willing to not play a game just because it's not released on the Steam platform. So I suppose those few people that are that weird can actually play the game now. But anyways, yes, let's continue. So yes, basically just you can customize a lot of things. There's a planet killer scenario apparently, where the world is destroyed on a particular date, which that'd be interesting because you can sort of force yourself to have to, survive or escape the planet in a certain amount of time, although I feel like unless you knew exactly what it would take to get to the, point where you can actually take off from the planet, this would just be a very disappointing scenario, because you're probably just going to get annihilated before you even have a chance. So yes, other things like, actually that'll be nice, permanent versions of all map conditions. I think it'd be nice, though, if I could permanently remove certain things like eclipses or solar flares, because certain things like eclipses and solar flares, I feel like they occur far too often, so if being able to remove them entirely or make them a lot less likely would be cool, but I don't know if things will be that specific in the scenario choosing. There's climate cycles, which is cool. So actually, apparently the whole world changes, but I don't know how you'd be able to see this or anything, so I'm not quite sure how that works. There is disabled building given, yeah, this is just a bunch of miscellaneous additions, I think, that don't really do much of anything. They're kind of just whatever the hell. Although I like how you can do that, like disallow mining, disallow hunting. Like, what the hell? Why would you decide to disallow mining? I feel like it's hard enough to be able to, like, get enough steel and plasteel and, components just without, having to, or even with being able to mine. So being able to completely disallow mining, that sounds like it would just be the most masochistic decision anyone could make. Like, it already feels like the game relies too much on having you be able to get like stuff from the bulk goods traders. So being that you'd basically have to entirely rely on bulk goods traders sounds like a really shitty decision, unless you're like the biggest masochist ever. Yeah, this seems like a miscellaneous thing. There's new tactics, no more animal death stacks, huh? Pawns can no longer overlap, so you can't just have like 20 animals all in one big ass pack. So that's nice. That'll be interesting. And I know one thing I think I sometimes would rely on is when I was trying to like snipe some mechanoids. If you like click a certain way, you can basically get all your colonists to gather in one pile, which I would sometimes do, although usually it would be unintentionally. So I guess that'll make a difference. Raiders can now steal instead, which is interesting. So I guess if you have like statues and whatnot, they might just decide to take those and run. And kidnapping, raiders now work together much better to kidnap. Instead of everyone fleeing at once, some will kidnap while others cover them. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so outfits will now withstand cold temperatures better. Oh, that's funny. If there's no way to make a survivable outfit, pawns won't arrive at all. So holy shit. So if you survive on like the ice caps, you actually won't get any raids at all if you're in a cold enough time. So that's kind of crazy. Although I don't know, would it actually get below negative 60 degrees Celsius? Although it's kind of sad, I have no idea what that is in Fahrenheit, so I don't know if that's even a possible thing in game. Predators no longer hunt boom rats and boom lopes. Makes sense. That's, I think, a logical decision. Seems like so far, though, besides the scenario system, everything else has been really small, kind of pointless updates. So that's kind of sad how in the last, when did that come out? I think Alpha 13 came out like 4 months ago, and it seems like not much has really been added for the most part. Or maybe 3 months ago, but yeah, it doesn't seem like there's many big changes, which is unfortunate. Okay, here's the new stuff. Alright, so you can play as a tribe in some scenarios. That's interesting, I suppose. There's an added torch lamp, which, I don't know. I guess that's just a way to have light without electricity, so that's a thing. Add pemmican for low-tech food preservation. I have no idea what pemmican is, but I guess that's just a way of preserving food. Probably like, I don't know what the hell pemmican is. You'd think it would be added salt, but I guess pemmican is what he decided to add instead. Okay, research difficulty is now related to your faction's tech level. Researching techs above your level is harder. Okay, so basically if you choose to be a tribe, it's going to probably take like literally hundreds of hours to fucking get space flights. So I think I won't try to choose a tribe when I play the game because I don't really think I want to be doing space flight, you know? Or I don't think I want to spend hundreds of, or maybe even thousands of hours that would be necessary to get space flight. So I think I'm not going to do a tribe if that's the case. Oh, interesting. So you can actually, so if you're a tribe, there's actually additional research things as well. Interesting. Oh, and so I guess certain things, at least as of so far, pemmican is something that tribes already know just from having to survive on their own, but other people need to research that. So I guess what he's going to do is he's going to add different research conditions depending on your starting tribe. Though currently there's not really many differences, but I'm assuming as the game gets further in development, there's going to be more interesting things. Air conditioning. Ooh, air conditioning. That'll. Oh no, wait. Oh, I guess now you can't just make an air conditioner. You have to. Oh, and you actually have to research auto doors and gun. Oh wow, you actually have to research gun turrets as a whole. That's interesting. You can't just place them anymore. You actually have to research them, which I guess makes sense because they are kind of high, complex things. Something like a gun turret, you'd need a bit of technological know-how to make something like that. So I guess that makes sense. It'll add a bit of difficulty, but. Guess we'll see how that ends up being. And now there's a new class of minor mental breaks, so I guess add mood under 40, so I think now you can actually break more likely, but I think it'll just be stupid stuff like food binges, so you won't, hopefully it won't end up causing any real problems when you have a mental break like that. And there's actually, that's cool, ground fertility is now reported on mouse over, that's interesting. Moisture pulp. Okay. Oh, well that seems pointless. You can convert wet terrain to dry terrain. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, that actually makes sense. Okay, that's good. So now if you get like a big-ass ocean in the middle of your map, although I know that's not an ocean, if you get a big-ass lake, you can actually sort of get rid of it, it seems. So that's actually interesting, because I know there used to be a thing that would convert any terrain into regular terrain, and I think Tynan decided that was too OP, so it's nice that he decided to add something that can at least let you just get rid of regular water. So that's nice. Hives now pop out glow pods. Interesting. Oh, they can be reinstalled or sold, so you can basically steal these glow pods. Huh. But they only last for 20 days, so they don't really seem that amusing. Added traits. Creepy breathing, annoying voice. These are socially repellent. So basically they added creepy nerd traits or something. What the hell? Okay, I guess that's a thing. Don't know how much those traits make sense, but I guess okay then. Pyromaniac will go on fire-starting sprees when stressed and never puts out fires. Holy shit. Okay. I think that's a trait I will never want, especially if I decide to make a wooden house, because that wouldn't go well at all. Oh my. Added Panther, because I discovered panthers aren't real, and I need to cope with this somehow. Oh, well then. There's now an orange glow to help you identify very hot areas. Interesting. I guess that'll just help you tell if a certain area is on fire. And they've added a bunch of animals, or they've slightly altered, because I think there were already wolves. I don't think there were foxes, but I think there were already things like wolves and whatnot. But I think there's just more classes of certain animals. Like, there's 3 different types of foxes, so that's interesting. That's, I guess, a pretty substantial addition. A bunch of cool new animals. I feel like there needs to be more alien animals, though. You know what I mean? Like, these are just a bunch of Earth animals, which seems kind of pointless to me. Like, I feel like if you're going on a damn alien planet, there needs to be, like, weird alien crossovers of animals, not just foxes and gazelles and shit. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Okay, then. Interface. There are new colonist icons. Oh! So there's actually icons in-game. We don't need to get that mod anymore. That's nice. So I basically copied that mod, which I guess, I mean, it's something he should have added a long time ago, though. There's an animal tab, so there's actual gender and life stage information. Slaughter. Okay, you can slaughter many animals. That's nice, I suppose, although I never really got into animal farming or anything, because I feel like that's just a waste of your own food. Yeah, it seems like it takes more food to raise an animal that you can actually slaughter than it does to actually just eat that food, you know what I mean? So that's, I don't know, that seems kind of pointless. Exploit solutions. Oh, let's see if I've taken advantage of any of these. They will now escape if surrounded by walls with no way out. Makes sense, because I think actually one thing Blitzkriegler used to do is he would try trapping people in hot springs, or not hot springs, geothermal vent areas, and then just let them die from heat. So now that's no longer an option, which makes sense, because obviously I don't think most people would just let themselves die if they got trapped in a room. Most would probably try to get out, especially if they have weapons. Uh-oh. Manhunters and insects will now attack doors. Uh-oh. That's no good. Actually, I didn't really ever do that, to be honest. I just kind of tried staying far away from the insects, so that didn't really work. I guess I kind of did my first Let's Play, but I don't know. We'll see. It didn't say that hives, unless I didn't see it. I know Tynan said he wanted to nerf the hives a bit. Okay, so if all insects are instantly killed by a turret wall, the hives will die out. I know he said he was going to nerf them a bit, but it doesn't sound like he really did anything. Like, that's kind of an insignificant change. It doesn't seem like he did much that actually makes like a big difference. Huh. Okay, you can no longer avoid the executed prisoner mood impact by just starving or shooting the prisoners. We'll get a prisoner died innocent thought. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, because I used to always do that, I think. Although, actually, normally I think I would just execute actually, I don't think I really ever execute a prisoner. I'd usually just release them if I didn't want them. And then if they got outside of the map boundary, that was kind of up to them. Although, I wonder if they die. I wonder if you release someone and they die on the ground, if they'll then still get that mood debuff, which doesn't make sense, because I feel like if you let them go, it's up to their own damn selves to not die. But, I don't know. Oh, interesting. So you can't just... I never really did this, though, in the first place. I didn't even know there was a power leveling exploit in particular, so I don't think this will really affect me. Flowers are no longer good animal feed. I didn't know you could feed animals flowers in the first place, so that doesn't make a difference to me. Okay, it doesn't seem like, unless he just didn't mention it, it doesn't seem like there was a solution to the fact that you can just wall off a crashed spaceship part and then start injuring it without making mechanoids spawn, so I guess I can still use that exploit if I decide to. And here's the end of things, the other things. Updated Unity 5, whatever. World generation is now part of the new game process. Oh, that's nice, because I always would accidentally try choosing my place while I generate a new world. And then I'd realize that the place I chose isn't the one I can choose because I wasn't in the new game part. So that's a nice addition. Roofs must now be manually built and torn down by colonists. They do not appear and disappear instantly anymore. Uh-oh. So that means, I guess, they're actual physical objects that you have to build or deconstruct. Huh, that'll make some difficulties, I think. I wonder if they'll actually take wood or if they're just like something that takes work effort to build. Huh, interesting. Yeah, this could actually be a problem if you actually need wood for roofs or something. Like, think of, like, if you're in a place that doesn't have wood, you're kind of screwed. Huh, interesting. Yeah, some of these additions, I feel like they don't, like, with the way the game is so far, I feel like they either don't make a difference or they feel like they just make things more uselessly difficult, if that makes sense. Or difficult in a way that's just annoying as opposed to actually, like, being game difficulty, if that makes sense. Like, as opposed to being difficulty that's fun, it's just annoying uselessness difficulty. But I don't know, we'll see. I guess I'll find out when we play the game, huh? Oh my, so cannibals, interesting. Okay, so now people won't just eat human meat. If you've got cannibals, they will prefer the human meat, and people that aren't cannibals won't, I suppose, not eat human meat unless they have no other choice. Interesting. Okay, that's cool. It's a nice little change. Yeah, whatever. Meh. Useless. Can now eat unbutchered corpses. Yeah, I presume they wouldn't really like that. Okay, there we go. Infestations are easier and grow less exponentially, and infestations only appear deeper underground. Okay, so that's how he nerfed the infestations. So now I won't be quite as afraid of a underground base, so that'll be nice. AI now runs away from grenades thrown by their own faction. Makes sense, because I know sometimes they could just blow each other up like idiots. Tortoises aren't so deadly anymore. Okay, I think tortoises were pretty good at just killing you dead, like, without hesitation. And animals no longer do incest? Okay. But humans now do incest? What? Okay, so apparently he decided that animals shouldn't be allowed to do incest, but humans can. What? I feel like, if anything, it should be the other way around. I don't know. That seems weird. I mean, I feel like in nature, animals would still... I don't know. I wonder, do regular animals in nature ever do incest? Like, I feel like if they have no other choice, they would, but I don't know. That's a weird change. Animals can no longer have incest, but humans can. That's strange. That is weird as hell. Huh. Seeds are now generated from actual words instead of random letter strings. Interesting. So if I enter in certain words, I might get an interesting thing, I suppose. You can now set both minimum and maximum skill on a bill. Oh, that's an interesting addition, I suppose. Beauty trait now has 4 stages. Staggeringly ugly, ugly, pretty, and beautiful. Okay, then. Some backstories now force pawns to have a certain trait. Model equals beautiful. Makes sense. Trade caravans can now bring pack dromedaries. Okay then. Projectiles fired by hunting colonists no longer intercept random targets. Oh, damn, that's good. So you can't just okay, so I think if you send someone to hunt, they won't just, like, shoot their own guys in the head by accident. Okay, then good. I'm glad by that. I'm glad about that, because that was always such an annoyance, trying to make sure your guys didn't freaking shoot each other in the brains. Oh, thank God. Gutworms and muscle parasites vanished sooner. That was my biggest annoyance in the last alpha. Like, holy shit, that was the most annoying thing ever. I'm glad that's gone. Plasteel is sometimes found. Nuzzling is now a visualized, recorded social interaction. Okay. And that's about it. Many, many other balance changes. So there's not, I don't know, there's some cool changes. It doesn't seem like there's anything like, yeah, the scenario system's definitely the most significant change, but there's nothing, other than the scenario system, there's nothing, like, massively substantial, I don't think. So, I don't know, I'm a little bit disappointed, but whatever. And you know what, here's the thing, is, it kind of annoys me how he decided to release the game early just for popular YouTubers, because I remember the only thing that got me popular with Alpha 13 was the fact, like, any popularity, I should say, the thing that got me from having 5 subscribers to 175 now, basically, because it's funny, my Alpha 13 videos are still the videos I get the most views out of despite every other video I've released since then, which is a bit disappointing how I can't play any other game, apparently, other than Rimworld, it seems, to get any popularity, but that appears to be the case right now. But it disappoints me how Tynan did that, because now I can't do my plan of playing Alpha 14 the second it comes out, just because it's not physically possible for me to be able to do that. Also, I wonder how the hell long I made this episode. Probably pretty long, but hey, maybe some people like just listening to me ramble on and comment on things. I suppose that's kind of what Let's Plays are as a whole. It's just that you didn't get to see any gameplay, unfortunately. So yeah, there's all this good junk. And I guess hope to see you all in the actual Let's Play. Hopefully I enjoy it, and hopefully I can actually get some viewers out of it, because the way Tynan did things, that seems like it's going to be a bit of a difficulty to get any new viewers, which makes me a bit sad, but whatever. That's the way life goes. So yes, thank you all for watching, and hope to see you in the actual Let's Play. Good.